Hi guys. So, what is truth, or what does truth do? Earlier, earlier in the other episodes, in the other podcast, the previous podcast, or the other uh, or the other podcast, I talked about C.S. Lewis and the things that C.S. Lewis said about how he defined truth and how talks about truth and how he states about truth and how truth is not based upon lies or deception or denials or anger or madness or sadness or frustration or tears, manners and emotions of tears or anger or frustration or madness or sadness or to feel abandon or to have denial, you know, but to have honesty, but to unravel or to unveil honesty, correction, respect, love and kindness and care and concern that is included in truth and that is included to development and building how truth is defined or how truth is comprehended and apprehended upon how v- how love and kindness and care and respect reverses or overturns anger or denial or deception or manners or frustration or tears and cryings of different manners and emotions and attitudes that reveal out or that show out or that prove out or that reveal out or unveil out love and kindness and respect. A heart to love, a heart to care, a heart to respect, a heart to have unity, to be in unity, to understanding that whatever is a part of truth or defined as truth or included as truth is is it's wrapped around love, kindness, caring kindness, and concern of having a heart to having a heart to love, having a heart to have respect, having a heart to understand the mercy and grace of Jesus that is so sufficient, more than enough to be included or a part of and contain in what truth does or how truth is defined, the definition of truth and how truth is known. C.S. Lewis talks about it really greatly about how truth is the substance of how we open up or we reveal or we unveil denials and deceptions, anger, manners of frustration, manners of sadness and madness, and overturn it in respect, overturn it in love, overturn it in however the emotion might be into having love and showing love and representing love and including and containing love to be a part of how truth is defined or how truth is to be meant. The depths of it or the depths of it, the depth of understanding truth, but also the depth of understanding how truth is defined and how our eyes to not be blind or our eyes to not be shut in blackness or in darkness, but in light. Seeing the path we have to take in light. Knowing how truth that is included or that is containing light or a path of light or a path of correction or a path of righteousness or a path of to be able to understand how the God of light or the God of correction or the God of guidance is providing light and it is the resource or the source of light. You know, like how snow falls and we go in the snow and we have fun in the snow. Snow is basically representing what how the color, not just the color white is represent, but how we have to be fresh like snow to be able to understand how we are forgiving people. You know how how as we are white how as we are white like snow, we gotta understand the path we have to take to be able to live like snow and to act like snow and to be like snow and to be white and continually be white or consistently be white and live in the to include or to contain truth to be a part of how snow looks like or how snow is described and is known as, which can be referenced or referred to as knowing how to be cleansed or knowing how to be clean and continually knowing how to be cleansed w- with being like a snow-like texture or color, you know, to be able to be forgiven all the time, to be able to be fresh, to be able to be renewed in forgiveness or in love and kindness or in the manner of love and kindness and respect and unity, and to be able to contain it and to include it a part of defining truth and living for truth and to revealing or unveiling how truth is defined or to contain and to include the aspects of truth or the concepts of truth of having that white snow-like texture or color to be able to make us be white or not white, but also be able to make us be super white and living purified and living forgiven, living respected, to include it a part, to include it or to contain it in, to be a part of how truth is defined. There's this, there's this quote that I wanna read, or that I wanna talk about it, and that I wanted to say. It says this: "Half a truth is often a great lie." Benjamin Franklin highlights the danger of partially revealing the truth, which can be misleading. Truth, when you halfly talk about it, but don't talk about it in whole, it's 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 not partially. It's not good to partially talk or to reveal or to say something that is truth, but then the other half of it or the other part of it is like a lie, or it's just something that causes embarrassment or frustration or madness or sadness or anger or some type of feeling that causes that person or that individual or that work or that action to causing hatred or to causing that person or that individual or that work or that action to causing to result in, in having enemies, and how the truth that is supposed to be explained in whole or to be action in whole is halfly done or halfly situated, which can cause hatred or which can cause the result in building enemies, you know, which Benjamin Franklin highlights and just saying it's dangerous. And we have to be cautious and caution how truth that is explained needs to be explained in whole, not partially or halfly or in part to resulting or to causing to have enemies, or those that have hatred, or those that are or have anger or hatred against something that results in causing to have enemies. The book of Proverbs talks about it. The book of Psalm talks about it. The book of Jeremiah and Deuteronomy talks about enemies that we have need to be enem- reversed or overturned and to bring back into making them not become enemies, but to showing love, respect, kindness, and unity and building trust for people that doesn't need a result and causing to have enemies, but of building friendship, but of building those that need to be loved and cared in friendship to escape the idea or the manner of living in the idea of hatred to not cause people to be your enemy, but have the anti works of or actions or behaviors or thoughts or manners of having enemies to overturning it to unity, love and kindness, respect, a heart to be able to be supportive out of anger, out of hatred, out of things that are disabled in or that we are dysfunctional in. Because that includes and that contains to be a part of how we define truth and how we live to have the whole truth, not partial truth or half truth or part truth, but whole truth to be lived out, to be action, to be lived out, to be shown out, to be revealed out, and how We need to contain or to include that to define truth and to live out that for it to become truth and to be truth and to sustain it and to continually let it be truth so that things that are anti can be overturned with love and kindness and unity that is built or that is based on something that may be anti to not become anti anymore. Things that are anti did not become anti anymore. Things that are away from unity, away from love and kindness, away from respect, away from being able to be supportive of things that are being anti, they may not become anti anymore. That's the Lord's mission. That's the Lord's work into not causing people to have anti works and anti activities and anti manners of hatred or sadness or madness or angriness or frustration over something that may become anti to be reversed, to be overturned. Because that's defined or that is included to be contained in to define how truth, not partially or halfly, but in whole, is made knowledge to result in being towards having love and kindness, being towards being a part of unity, to not causing anti works or anti love or anti respect, but the overturn of it, but the reverse of it, but the positive effects and sides of it, of living in positivity towards love and kindness and respect, of things that may be anti, according to resulting it to be from frustration to anger to hatred and etc. To be reversed or being overturned in respect and kindness and love and kindness and care and concerning to understanding how we define truth and how we include to contain to live in truth and to sustain truth out of anti things that are causing hatred or frustration or madness or sadness or mental disabilities or unstableness mentally. Benjamin Franklin highlights the dangers of truth being partially said or half said, but it can become lie. Lying about something that just needed to be told in seriousness and insincerity that is halfly told, or that is told in alternative ways that become lie, or that become something that is not true, which cause the lack of trust or the struggle of trust to be built or to be seen upon that individual or upon that statement or upon that words or that conversation being said or being made done, causing anti-work of how truth is defined or the things that are contained and included upon truth and within truth. At a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. George Orwell emphasizes the power of truth telling when surrounded by dishonesty. Dishonesty overturned to honesty, respect, supportiveness. In times of deceit, telling the truth is revolutionary act. Telling the truth is very important to be the act of not having deceit or deception of things that may be anti to be overturned to become the opposite of anti. That it leads into having loving kindness and unity and supportiveness to be able to be built, to be able to be constructed, to be able to what uplifts someone that struggles or that lacks to feel sick mentally, feel sick or feel not okay mentally, and to be built up or to be supported up and telling the truth, becoming the act that is to carry on and lead on into being good, awesome, and builds trust and builds confidence and leads into living and free of stress, anxiety, and doubts and worries. Because you understand how to build support in someone that may be struggling or lacking support and to building it and to supporting it and to guiding it and to gaining it for them, not in an anti way, but in a way that shows love and unity and kindness and concern and care for that individual or for that person or for that whatever matter of how they are feeling because anti-works of anti-doings and anti-expectations and manners of life needs to be overturned into positivity or into things that need to be supportive in things that may become anti to be not anti because that include or that defines to be included and contained upon and among and within truth and how truth overturns anti things that cause hatred or manners of sadness or manners of whatever it may be that may be included in anti thinking or anti lifestyle or anti manner emotion and attitude to be overturned and to loving kindness and to sustaining truth and living within truth. The truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable. The quote from James Garfield suggests that while truth is liberating, it can initially be painful to confront. Meaning, if you were trying to confront someone and just to tell them the truth, they will stutter. They will have different types of manners of emotions and attitudes to feeling embarrassed or to feeling nervous or to feel or to have or to feeling type of way to when they're talking about the truth they will have feelings or emotions of not of embarrassment, emotions and feelings of embarrassment, emotions and feelings of like not sadness, but the feeling to be like, wow, I talked about truth. I talked about truth, so I'm gonna feel embarrassed, or I'm gonna feel, or or my expression up, upon my face will be red, and I will feel not sad, but I will feel embarrassed. I will feel nervous and embarrassed, and I will feel like I have just been like how you're like how you're confronted by a cop or a police or a law enforcement, you know, like how law enforcement or cops or officers of the law confronts you to make you feel a the expression of surrender, the expression of embarrassment and nervousness and surrender, the truth that is confronted or that is said or that is spoken out will be able to make you feel that expression or that emotion or those feelings. That's why it says that it's gonna make you miserable first because you will feel embarrassment or nervousness or feelings of surrender like how a law enforcement talks to you, the feelings of nervousness, the feelings of embarrassment, the feelings of surrender will be first to be emotion, the expression of how you're going to feel or how you're going to behave that will result in truth that will free you from that embarrassment or that nervousness or that surrender or that stress or that doubt or that worry or that anxiousness because you're free from becoming miserable or having nervousness or having embarrassment or having feelings of surrender that gives you to be tight first in that nervousness or that embarrassment or that feeling and expression of surrender and of being free from it, to having breakthrough from it, you know, because the truth will set you free, but the truth cannot set you free first. You got to live through madness, sadness, embarrassment, nervousness, feelings of surrender, or expressions of surrender of of feeling of feeling of feeling worried or doubted or anxious or stressed or feelings of like embarrassment or feelings of despair or first to get in, to resulting truth to break you or for resulting truth to set you free or to break you free or to make you have freedom out of those types of feelings and the expressions of and manners of feeling that you may be going through to free you, to heal you, to break, to make you have breakthrough from that. A light can travel halfway across the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. Yes, a lie can talk in your mouth all at once, but when truth is trying to be on your shoot or trying to come to your mouth, it's hard to do it because you struggle with it. You stutter with it. You have nervousness or embarrassment or different types of expressions of feelings going through your body or going through your lips and mouth that cause the truth to be to be struggle to struggle to be spoken on or speaking on or to be expressed or to be action to be speaking and spoken because lie is quicker to be spoken or to be expressed first than how truth as its progress and process to be spoken out is harder to result in having than a lie or deception or denial. You know, things of negativity, things of wickedness, things of whatever that may be of falsehood, of how C.S. Lewis says, is what we are expressing first. That's how we are acting and living and expressing first, to letting truth be the result or truth be the outcome of lie, deception, denial, or nervousness or madness or frustration and overturning it for the result of truth to be able to be what comes out of those lies being able to be revealed out, spoken out, or to be speaking onto result or the outcome truth of positivity, truth of being supportive, of showing love and kindness and care and concern, out of being free from whatever bondage or whatever insecurity or whatever madness, sadness, frustration, of anti supportiveness or anti feelings or anti expressions and actions and manners of thinking to be overturned, that needs to be included or to be contained apart within how how truth can set us free or how truth is the result of how we have breakthrough and freedom and become free and how it may be making us first nervous or embarrassed or feelings of nervousness and embarrassment and different types of feelings of like those but resulting truth, meaning having living out positivity, living out kindness, living out respect, living out unity, living out supportiveness, out of being anti, of having hatred, frustration, madness, sadness, emotions, expressions, manners of madness, sadness, and frustration, and overturning it and to seeing the goodness of God out of it, or to living out truth and to expressing freedom and breakthrough out of stress, out of anxiety, out of nervousness, out of embarrassment, out of hatred, out of frustration, madness, and sadness, and tears and cryings. Because there is light out of what is blinding us, or that is a part of darkness, the shadow of darkness, or the valley of the shadow of evil darkness, and of the enemy that are causing anti works, anti expressions, anti actions, anti behaviors and manners of life, from hatred, of, of lacking love, or struggling love, or kindness, or respect, or unity, or supportiveness that we lack or that we struggle to be overtime to not to gain it and to build it back up. The outcome of how truth can free us, not truth freeing us so that we can still live in anti expressions and attitudes and manners, but be free from, be having breakthrough from. Because that's what truth does. And that's what that's our things that are included upon truth and among truth and contain upon truth. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. David Foster Wallace. In the end, the truth is the only thing that truly matters. Elvis Presley says this, and it says, "Truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away." Truth is very valuable in a sincere expression action that we need to always represent or we need to live out and we need to action and we need to behave out of our bodies or out of our mouths or out of our mind or out of our action or out of our behaviors. Because truth is like the sun. When it comes, but it's not gonna go away. If the sun comes It stays there until it's time to set for the moon to come. But it's not gonna go away. Just like how in the morning there's the sun. In the noontime there's the sun. In the afternoon there's the sun. And then in the evening the sun starts to slowly set, but it's still there. It doesn't go away. It it's always with us and wherever we go. Whether we're shopping, whether we're in the park, whether we're in uh farm looking and petting animals or etc. The sun never goes away and it's there where it is. Just like how truth is supposed to be. Truth is like the sun, always there, but it's not always expressed or it's not always action to be expressed or to be talked about or to be spread or to be uh used through our body, through our action, through our mouth, through our mind, through our lips, through our mouth. That it's like the sun, that it's there, but you can't do nothing away to let it go away because when it goes away, it means that the sun already sets and it becoming dark or night. But it won't go away once the sun comes back again to rise in the morning, noon, and afternoon. For the morning, noon, and afternoon. And so truth is like the sun. When it rises and it stays there until when it's time for darkness or nighttime. But truth needs to be expressed out so that we can't just we can't just be living in an anti all the life, hating people, not loving people, having building enemies or having enemies. When truth is like the sun, it rises and it stays there until nighttime or until it's dark to be said for nighttime, 4 p.m. But you gotta understand, if truth doesn't speak out, even it said in the Bible, if you don't praise God, then the rocks will praise him. But truth is like the rock. When you don't praise God, the rocks will praise it for you. The rocks can't praise God, but God can make the rocks praise him if we don't do it ourselves. Truth is like that. We don't speak truth, negativity, wickedness, hatred, things that are anti of love and kindness and respect, of things that are anti will start to be built or start to be gained, which needs to be overturned. For truth is like the sun. It sets, it rises, it stays there and doesn't go anywhere until it comes back the next day or the next morning, from morning, noon, and afternoon. But you gotta understand, truth needs to be a constant thing that needs to be spoken out of our lips, be expressed out of our bodies, out of our actions, out of our life. That is to be able to not live in anti, because anti living maybe not coming from someone else's input, but maybe from our own lifestyle that we try to show out anti works, anti expressions of works and lifestyle, of not having love, of not having peace, of not having respect, of always being mad or angry or frustrated. It's all of them anti expressions of madness or sadness or frustration that is not always sometimes caused by someone else, and maybe sometimes caused by our own life, our own like of how we live life. That it may be caused by our own living, not caused by someone else, but of our own life, but of our own living. That when truth is like the sun, it rises, it sets, it doesn't go anywhere, just be with us where we go, but cannot go anywhere. It just stays there where it is. It's placed, it's positioned where it's positioned. But you gotta understand, truth needs to be able to be speaking out or spoken out. Because if it doesn't, then there's a poison like feeling that you will always always feeling your body or always feeling your mind and not feeling free or breakthrough, and how truth equals to having freedom. Truth equals to having breakthrough or deliverance out of feeling stress, of living in anti feelings, anti expressions, anti thinking, of how love, kindness, and respect and unity and supportiveness needs to be shown. The anti-ness of it, the negativity of it, the negativeness of it is shown more greater, that it needs to be overturned than the positivity. But it's everything the Lord is. I mean, you gotta understand. I'm gonna read you. The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose, and it will defend itself. Saint Augustine, Augustus, Augustus, Augustine. Truth is like a lion. So meaning when a lion tries to eat his when a lion sees his predator or meat or or food, they try to go to it, and they don't have resistance, or they don't struggle or lag to be hindered or to be bothered or to be distracted, disturbed by their surroundings or any other animal or any other person, because they know from their eyes what their like what their goal is to eat to eat whatever they see as food or as their meal, you know, like a lion just goes and doesn't care about whatever people is thinking, whatever people's like thinking, they're whatever. Like for instance, if there's were to be a distraction or disturbance, they only think about what they need to eat as food or as their meal, and they go towards it. And then after they finish that meal or that substance that is supposed to be food for them, they go to their next predator or their next meal or their next like animal for food and to become their meal, to satisfy their uh, hunger, their starvation. Truth is basically like that, where it's like a line where it doesn't matter where it has to be said. It just has to be like lion, just to be able to be focused on the goal of being able to be said, being able to be expressed, being able to be uh said, talked, and action to be said, to be said, to be spoken of through the lips of the mouth, from the brain or from the mind, coming out of the lips, coming out of the mouth, to be spoken. The goal or the 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 goal or the position of where it's supposed to be at is, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna try to finish it, even it may be hard, or even it may be tough, or it may be when I have to use a little effort of it to be able to look at where my goal is supposed to be at, whether I need to get food, whether I need to get a meal, and to be able to get it the best I can, even if it may be hard or tough to reach it and to see and to grasp it and hold it. Truth is like that. It loses itself. You don't have to defend it. It comes out of the mouth. But overturns to cause love and kindness and respect and supportiveness to be able to be built upon how truth is spoken out to be causing freedom of mind, freedom of body, freedom of of having peace and wanting peace and being relaxed and to not having embarrassments or nervousness or stress or anxiety or doubts to be able to be built anymore because you're free of it. The breakthrough of speaking truth cannot feel nervousness or embarrassment or stress or anxiety is removed because you speak it, you get freedom out of it, you get breakthrough out of it, you get a release, a relaxation, a peace coming through your body, coming through your mind, coming through your brain that declares to release truth out. Truth is hard to speak, but truth is easy to speak, to get freedom and to have freedom and to want freedom in the mind, in the brain, in the body. to be relaxed and to find peace and to have peace in the body and the mind. Truth is spoken out, just like how you drink water. It's easy to gulp water. It's easy to gulp water and easy to drink water, but it's hard to find water or to seek water and to have water. No, it's just like that. When you try to want something, you gotta want it, but you gotta know the result, or you gotta know the outcome, or you gotta know what is what will be coming out of whatever you try to seek, whatever you try to grasp. Is it positivity or is it negativity? Is it going to lead you into positivity or is it going to lead you into negativity? Or is it going to lead you into the correct path of righteousness, of truth, of having unity, of having supportiveness and building and gaining support and love and kindness and respect? Or is it gaining thoughts and manners of living in an anti lifestyle, you know, towards how you speak to people, or how you socialize to people, or how you converse with people, or how your culture itself and how you live your life yourself is reflected or is impacted or is affected in the majority of people that do not feel it to be feeling it because you're influencing hatred. You're influencing sadness and madness and emotions of negativity or things that may be anti. You're influencing it. You're impacting it. The things that you live in your own life. You're impacting it, not praying it or not asking for support for to build support and to build unity, but bringing anti thinking or anti matters to causing you to live and influencing anti behaviors, anti emotions, anti manners of not trying to release whatever it is that is of a burden or of a stress that you may struggle or that you may lack to confidently live in peace and relaxation from into that it's overturned once you speak it out to get freedom and to have relaxation and to have peace be be coming out of your body because you spoke it out to kill things that may be anti of sadness, of madness, of frustration, or of stress, or of doubts, or of negativity or wickedness, or whatever it may be, to be able to be free of it once you speak it out, once you release it out of your mind, out of your thoughts, out of your brain, towards your mouth, to release it out, to declare it out, to let it work within you so that you can have relaxation and peace and breakthrough and freedom to coming out, to be released out. Because that could be comfortable. Because it's not comfortable when you hold in your stress, when you hold in your frustration, when you hold in your madness, when you hold in different types of manners and emotions of negativity and of anti-love and anti-respect and anti-unity and of support. When you hold it in too much, it causes you to have depression or mental disabilities or mental disabilities or mental unstable that it causes you to not to feel sick or to feel ill in your mind or in your brain or in your thoughts that doesn't get cleansed or that isn't purified to be needing to be purified, to be needing to be cleansed so that you can feel relaxed, feel peace, feel the joy that that you had before to be felt back again because it's a part of sharing, a part of spreading, a part of talking out, releasing out whatever you need to release out so that you can have freedom and feel freedom because that's a part of defining and that contains that is included to define truth out of your comfort, out of your stress, out of your burdens, out of your whatever your lack or whatever you're struggling to be able to release it so that you can feel freedom or peace or relaxation. Truth is hard to talk about and to define, but once you speak it, once you talk it, once you release it out of your mouth or out of whatever you may feel, you get relaxation, you get freedom, you get breakthrough, you get peace, you get comfort that you've never felt before. That it just you just feel it in your body, feel it in your mind, feel it in your brain, feel it in your thoughts that you've never felt before. That it comes to flow within you. It's sometimes whenever you're mad or whenever you're sad or whenever you're angry, it's not always dependent. It doesn't always depend on the person. You know, You can't get mad on an individual that didn't do any bad to you, or anything like frustrating or bad, or mad or sad, or like a- angrily to you. You gotta build to trust God and I believe in what God can do, to be able to be the God of forgiveness, or the God that frees you out of whatever it is that you may be struggling with, and to find peace and find relaxation, to find comfort out of it, and overturn those things into releasing it to God, and feeling relaxed and feeling peace and feeling freedom and free. You can talk about it with that individual, or with that person that actually caused that stress, or caused that whatever it may be, that need to hear the truth. But it's harder to find truth and to live and the things that contain or that include truth, because truth don't come from anywhere. It just gets gets explained or gets expressed out of things that are seen, done, that causes you to be embarrassed or nervous or anxious, or to doubt or to stress, or to have emotions and feelings that cause you to be feel tight and be tight, like how a chain is put upon you, and to release it, and to break it, and to free from it when you can't, because you have heaviness through your mind, through your thoughts. And when you release it and you speak it and you spread it and you to move it in you, you get peace, you get breakthrough, you get the joy of the Lord, that is the joy of the Lord, that is your strength, or the strength and joy of God before you, not in an anti way, but in a positive way, but in a supportive way, but in a love and kindness and respect type of way that no person cannot break, to give before you. Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our life. Albert Einstein. Yes, even the Bible talked about that we are all children in God's sight. We are all not just brothers and sisters in Christ, we're in the sight of Jesus Christ, but to be children in God's sight, or in Jesus Christ's sight. We are all children. At His sight, we are precious in His sight, but not precious, man. Precious because we are forgiven and cleansed and made purified and made righteous, to be able to understand how we are to become children, and continually be children upon the sight of God, or the eyes of God, or the perspective of God, or the view of God, or the gaze of God, that gets us understanding. If we pursue truth and live in the beauty of it, we are to remain like children, stress free, anxiety free, doubt free, worry free, healed all the time. Just like a child, don't stress, don't doubt, don't worry. Always act the way you want to act. Always be the way you want to be. And living like a child, and to not thinking of anything but doing it that is of a beneficiary, that that results or lives in positivity, and continue to be in positivity, of whatever is blind or dark to become light. Albert Einstein says this really good. We are like children. Children play around. Children don't even care about what they are destroying or destroying or uh, destroying, or like destruction, causing destruction or destroying. They don't care about it. They don't even think about. They don't even think about what they're destroying, or destroying, or the destruction that they're doing, because they are carefree. They don't they don't care about they don't care about what they are messing up, what they are hurting, or what they are harming, or what they are destroying, or what they are like, mess. messing around with because they are carefree. They don't they don't care to play, or they don't care to like do things in a way that is controlled, or of a boundary, because a children's mind is they don't think about boundaries. They don't think about anything like that. They just do one thing, and they do it until they get grounded or they get scolded. Which like a child's mind is so free, carefree, that Albert Einstein is saying we live in truth, and the beauty of it, and live in the what contains and includes in truth. We will be like children, being carefree, not thinking about anything, and always being free, because our minds will be free, our thoughts will be free. We will be able to always play around and joke around and have fun and be positive all the time, because that's how a children's mind and a children's uh way of living and acting is. The first thing they wake up, and the first thing they do, and the only activity that they do only, is to play around and to be carefree in whatever they think is appropriate to play with, and to action to do, because that's their nature of a children, or of a toddler, or of a newborn. It's their nature of being carefree. It's their nature of not thinking, oh, I'm gonna do X today, I'm gonna do Y today, I'm gonna do this today, I'm gonna live it, I'm gonna no. They're carefree, so they do whatever they care to do, and they do it freely. That's the mind that we need to have, and we need to hold firm and strong, and continually upon upon it being contained and included upon how we need to pursue truth, and live in truth, result into having like that childlike carefree mindset, brain, and expression of living our lives, which Albert Einstein really phrased it, and really teaches us and provides us the information of living like a child, and having a carefree mind, and to understanding how to live like a child, and being carefree, and to knowing that truth, it does set us free, and gives us freedom, and gives us relaxation and peace. But is it like a child, or like a toddler, or like a newborn with a carefree mind? I'm not thinking anything but to wake up first to play, and the only activity is to play. Doesn't care about being grounded, or to being scolded, or to find frustration or madness in whatever they do, because they're carefree, and they're just doing it because that's the only activity that they are to be expected of them, because they don't know how to decide or how to make decisions yet for themselves, because they're so carefree in their mind and in their actions of how they live, to only wake up and to make the only activity be be playing, whether with toys, whether with soccer balls or basketballs, or or to play with or to play. And that's the only thing the only activity that they think consistently, with how carefree their mind are, to not be able to make decisions yet. That's a child. That's like a childlike mind, a childlike thought that we need to have upon truth, and among what is containing and consist of expressing and living in truth.